Mm, mm, mm. Y'all, all I can do is shake my head. All I can do is shake my head. The reason for that is because we are being mocked. And when I say we, I'm not just talking about black women, I'm talking about black men as well when it comes to the decisions we make with this whole dating process. And it's so sad that that's the main focus that we tend to focus on is dating, but we got to get into it today because some of y'all are ready to date. Y'all not ready to date. You know why? Because y'all don't know yourselves. Y'all don't know what y'all want, and when you decide what you want, one day you go back to the drawing board again and try to add something to it, like it's a Christmas list. So let's get into it tonight on Chelsea's Live Line. All right, well, welcome back to another episode of Chelsea's Live Line. I'm so happy to see y'all in this chat tonight. I know it's been a while, but I'm back. Thank the Lord. Had to take a break, right? Like for all of us, it's important to take breaks when we need them for our health, spiritual, physical, mental, all the above. And I'm just thankful that y'all were patient with me. Y'all been rocking with me, supporting me as I did my half marathon a few weeks ago. So I'm so thankful for that, to knock that out the way. Bucket list item. And y'all been supporting me ever since. So I appreciate that. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. Shout out to Aunt Tracy. I see you here. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. I see Janessa as well saying, welcome back, welcome back. I know, Janessa, you've been sending me messages like, where you been? I know, I've been busy, but I'm so happy to be back on the screen tonight. Shout out to Coach Harry in the building. He says, it's about dang time, in the words of Lizzo. And Lizzo's been kind of quiet lately. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with her, but ever since that whole lawsuit thing started, I haven't really heard about her as much as I have prior to that. Shout out to Successful Melanated Dusty. You know, I can't shorten it up. It's always got to be the full version, but I appreciate you so much for being here. And of course, Kojak as well. Let's get into it because I want to talk about how these women are blocking their blessings. Why are they blocking their blessings? Because they don't realize what's right in front of them. And I want to give a shout out to JC as well as Christina. And happy belated birthday to you. I saw your pictures. You look very nice. All right, let's get into it. I want to start first with the word of the day, as I always do, coming from Proverbs 18:22. Proverbs 18:22 says the following: He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord. He who finds a wife. If he finds a wife, I pray that the wife that he finds is decent. Because in today's world, finding a good wife, I'm sorry, is like a needle in a haystack. It's like a needle in a haystack. That's why I say, whoever he is, when he finds a good wife, hold on to her. Cling on to this woman, hold on to her, because she is definitely applying pressure. And she's definitely one of a kind, because most of the women today look the same, whether it's the hair, it's the lashes, it's the caked up makeup, looking like they're ready for Cirque de Soleil or whatever. They're looking like they're ready for Universal. All right. That's why I say we got to make sure we're unique women and we got to stand out. Otherwise, they're going to think we all look the same, act the same, and we're not that. So I'm thankful for the women who are in the chat who are consistently defying the odds. Y'all are beating the odds each and every day. When they see a woman that looks a certain way, they think we all look like that. But we know that's not a fact. So he who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord. So shout out to the men in the chat who have wives. Shout out to the men in the chat who are searching, because I know y'all have to be like detective out here trying to find that one who is good. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is today. So what I'm going to do is get into the topic, because I came across a list, and I don't know if y'all had seen this list as well that I'm going to pull up, but I came across a list that was very alarming to me. It was a list of places that women refuse to go to on a first date. Not only are we blocking our blessings by the way we act, which limits our prospects, we're also adding on additional criteria as it relates to how or where we should be having this date at. We got requirements on that too. Obviously, you should have some type of requirements. I'm not saying I'm not going to meet up with a man talking about take me to the jail cell for a date. Of course not. But we have to be realistic here and say that we need to make sure we focus on what the purpose of dating is. What does it mean to date? I'm not talking about the 2023 definition that y'all have misconstrued. I'm talking about dating in general. What does that mean? Dating means getting to know someone because you want to take it to the next level with that person. And for me, the way I move is this. I decide if I want to go on a first date with somebody based on the fact if we've had previous chemistry. We have to build up a rapport before you get this first date. That's like the same thing when it comes to recruiters for a job. They're not going to give you an interview just because they saw your LinkedIn. They're going to give you an interview after they read your resume, maybe had checked out your references, and say this person looks like a viable source. They have standards. Literally, I was vacuuming my car the other day, and I had this dollar bill. It had wrinkles in it, right? A dollar bill that had wrinkles in it. So I tried to take it to this machine to get some coins. But I had forgot that the machine has standards. So I thought I could finesse the system by giving this wrinkly dollar bill and trying to make it straight with my knee and making it straight as possible, as crisp as possible for this machine. Until access denied when I try to put this wrinkly or really crispy, I thought, dollar bill into this machine trying to get the coins back. But the machine said access denied because even though I made it appear as if I had that crispy dollar bill, lo and behold, the validation system of that machine said no. You can look one way, but I know who you really are. You can look one way, but I know who you really are. And see, this is the problem with women today. We see crispy on the outside, but we don't see wrinkly on the inside until it's too dang late. Till you already let them in your system, whatever system ends up being for you. You know, you let them into your precious jewels, and then now it's too late because you didn't realize that they were wrinkly from the start. Too late. Too late to reverse. We can't do that now. See, that's what I'm trying to say is that I can't finesse the system. And you have to make sure as a person that your validation system is everything. Just like that coin machine's validation said crispy only, you need to make sure your life has a validation sign that says crispy only, God-fearing only, respectful only, loyal only. But y'all coming up with the wrong criteria that y'all coming up with criteria that people can purchase. Oh, he got to be rich. Oh, he could be legally rich, right? He could be getting rich for the wrong reasons. But y'all want to focus on the outside so much that this person can do everything on this list to fake it until they make it into your life. And then it's too late to go back and try it again. And now you got this new criteria that you want every other man or every other woman to follow because you made mistakes, because your validation system was invalid. That's why I tell you, you can't finesse the system, and so many people have done that. That's why women today want to continue to block their blessings by putting up this guard even further than it was before. That's why I want to get into this list tonight. And I see y'all in the comments, and I want to talk about the fact that, look at this, the fact that we've come up with a longer list. And this is another thing I got to say before I get into this list. I got to say this. We focus so much about what's on our head instead of what's in our head and what's in our hearts. We focus so much about what's on our head. We'll pay thousands and thousands of dollars to make sure we have the latest quality of weave and wigs we can get to look good on the outside, knowing we're so broken, knowing we got the resting bee face every time we go into a place because we have been a disgrace to our communities. That's what I'm telling you. Stop focusing about what's on your head and focus about what's in your head, the knowledge to do better. You left the previous relationship. Hopefully the brain's left with you so you can be able to apply your knowledge this time. It's not too late. That's one thing I do have to say. And I see y'all in this chat. Not even that, honey. Not even that. Looking like a big old airhead. Shout out to Mona for being here. Shout out to, let's see who else I got. I got JC, Elaine, Lawrence, Craig. I see y'all in the chat. Inside looking out. And see, this is the thing. I was watching TV today and I saw Tisha Campbell. Shout out to her, but I saw her on this show and she had this wig on her head and I'm saying to myself, goodness gracious, it'd be the ugliest wigs that I see people wearing on these TV shows. And I'm saying, who was behind hair? Who was in charge of hair? Because they need to be fired. They have people looking like a fool and they don't realize it because they're so used to looking like it. But I appreciate y'all for being here. Let's continue this. Yeah, Tabernacle. I'm going to get into it. But look, let me talk about women being a disgrace. We're being mocked and I'm going to show you this. Let me show you this video right here. Let me just restart it real quick for y'all. Because this is a mess, to say the least. Here we go. We're getting mocked. Let me stop this real quick. Okay, yes, y'all see this video. It's not even funny. The reason it's not funny because we got people from other races who are over here judging us when we know we need to check ourselves. And see, the problem is we don't want to hear from each other until it's too late. And then this man got to make a video, got scissors on his hand, like Edward Scissors' hand. He got Barbie dolls, and he's making fun of us. So, look, that's the worst thing in the world. We got another race that's coming for us as well because we look so ignorant. Not only do we look ignorant to each other, but we look ignorant outside as well. So that's just one example of when it comes to the ignorance I see. Here's another video. I want to show you this lady by the name of Pebbles. Called Pebbles. Yeah, her name is Pebbles. Let me show y'all Pebbles, and I'm gonna mute it, but y'all can watch it here. Here's Pebbles. This is another thing right here. All this fake stuff going on. I don't know what's real. You want a real man, but the hips ain't real. The hair ain't real. Well, oh my goodness gracious. Help us, Lord. This is the stuff I'm talking about. This is why I say we're blocking our blessings, because we're too busy, buying all this plastic, all this material, y'all. Y'all should have been material engineers as much of the stuff y'all putting in y'all body. It's just not okay. So that's Pebbles for y'all. Back to it. Let's get into this list. I want to hear about y'all first date experiences as well in just a bit. But what I want y'all to do is when we go through this list, as we go through this list of the places that women refuse to go on a first date, I want y'all to put like a check mark if that is a good place to go for a first date. And I want y'all to put a red X if y'all don't think that this is a good place to go on a first date. So again, check mark if it's a good place, X if it's not a good place to go on a first date. And we're going to go over this list. All right, here we go. Number 1, Cheesecake Factory. I want to hear what y'all got to say, but let me tell you, I actually went to Cheesecake Factory, not on the first date, but I think it was probably like the 3rd or 4th date. And I have no problem with Cheesecake Factory because they have a variety of foods to choose from. There's a little bit for everybody. Y'all know they got a 25-page menu. Maybe more pages. But I think Cheesecake Factory is fine if you can find something from there. I know people say it's overrated, but at the end of the day, I still think that it's okay. It has American food. It has Italian food on the menu. Desserts. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I see some checks coming in the chat. Janessa said check. Inside Looking Out said check. And so did Christina. All right. No X's. No X's. And I see Gracious Greatness. I appreciate you for the £5. He said Detroit, Michigan back in the building, and Chelsea did the thing. Yeah, running that half marathon. You're right. Shout out to you. I appreciate you so much for your support. Thank you. Thank you. And shout out to Craig as well. He said anywhere we can actually discuss life issues. Let's get into it. I wasn't going to get into it yet, but let's talk about it. As we mentioned dating, right? This is my thing as it relates to dating and going on a date. I want to minimize the distraction so I can understand if I have some attraction towards you. Minimize the distraction to understand the attraction. Why am I attracted to you? I hope it's not just for the looks, because I could be disappointed later on. Because I'd rather have a good man at the table than a good meal. I'd rather have a good man at the table than a good meal. You know why? Because the focus is on making sure that we can continue to have these meals long term. Not me just saying, oh, I'm going to have all these distractions around me. I don't even know what you're telling me because I'm too busy enjoying this burger right now or whatever I'm eating. So I can't focus on you. I can't focus on you. But y'all, see, this is the thing. You can have a bad meal at a restaurant, but that good man can give you such a good experience that you wouldn't even focus on the meal. That meal would turn from bad to great because of that man or that woman. Let me say that on the upper opposite side too, is that you could have a bad meal, but have a good woman that can make that whole experience feel like you didn't even have that bad meal you just ate. All right? That's what I'm saying. So I'd rather focus on the man, on the moment, instead of focusing on the meal. But so many women are penny pinching. They're penny pinching, and they want that man to supply the free meals for the week. That man is EBT or any other food source you want to pick. The orange card, the green card, whoever card that you want for that week, because you don't know how to supply for your own self. So you want that man to come on and go ahead and supply all your needs according to your riches, which ain't nothing. Can you go on the other side and make sure that you can at the same time supply his needs? Can you pay for that meal for both you and him? If not, you can't be having this such a caliber of restaurants you can't go to. Why can't you be seen there? What kind of rapport do you have? What kind of reputation do you have? And guys, go ahead and ask your question right in the chat. I'll be definitely available to answer it. And I appreciate y'all here. Appreciate Eric as well. And yeah, I'm coming with it. I'm trying, but I just think that the motive is wrong. The motive and the mission is wrong. That's why it's mission failed, mission incomplete all over and over again. So Cheesecake Factory is a yes for me. I've been there. How about Applebee's? Now, see, the thing is for me and Applebee's, I know somebody could find something to eat there. However, I feel like their chicken is like rubber meat. I mean, you can go there, you can find some if you want to. I just don't think that the food is all that. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's all right for somebody. It's all right for somebody. Okay, that's Applebee's. Y'all can put a check or X. It's up to you. If you like Applebee's, ain't nothing wrong with that. But I love to hear y'all thoughts on that. Let's keep going down this list. How about Chili's? Chili's is like the same. Chili's is like the cousin to Applebee's, in my opinion. Anyway, but I'm just saying, like, it's just something about it. I don't know if it's what's the word for it? Fresh. That's the word I'll say. But yeah, Janessa says she has no problem with Applebee's. I think Applebee's and Chili's are one and the same. How about Chipotle? I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Exactly. It's free food. Hey, beggars can't be choosers, huh? And shout out to Mr. Lot. I appreciate you. It's so good to see you a couple weeks ago at the NSV event. I appreciate you so much for the 5. He said they can't be seen there because they dine and dash. See, that's what I'm saying. What that history look like, though. And I appreciate you for the support. What does that history look like? You can't go everywhere where you been everywhere. You get what I'm saying? Look, Christina said, nah, Chipotle. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna read your question just a bit, sir. I appreciate you. Olive Garden, nothing wrong with that. I don't think so. How about the movies? I want to hear y'all about the movies. Check for the movies or X for the movies. Let me know. The reason I think that a movie is not a good first date is because when we gonna get the chance to talk? All you gonna do is try to wrap your hand around me. So what we doing? How are we gonna get to know each other? I don't think for a first date that would be a good thing. Down the road, as we are getting to know each other better, fine, let's enjoy that movie. Dinner and a movie. That's what Ronald Isley said. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But on the first date, I think it's a no. I think it's a no. Let's continue this. And I see you, Terrell, in the chat. It's been a long time. I appreciate you for being here. You said Applebee's or Chili's is not an ideal spot for the first day unless you're a college student when money is usually tight. I'd like my man to be frugal but not cheap. See, at the end of the day, I don't think there's nothing wrong with Applebee's or Chili's because they can get pricey as well on certain items depending on what you're getting. But at the end of the day, I just want to make sure all distractions are out the way. That's my biggest thing. Yep. Hey, let's see what y'all say about the movies. And shout out to Harrison Family Values for being here. He said, movies gives me 1950s going steady vibes. Right. We are on a mission here. And the best thing to do is to eliminate the distractions so we can get to know each other, ask the right questions. Yeah. Yep. We're not trying to, like, how are you trying to get to know me? Because y'all trying to do the wrong get to know me if you go into the movies, if you know what I'm saying. Y'all trying to get to know each other some other type of way. All right, let's talk about your house. I'm not going over your house. You're not coming over my house. And we ain't going over nobody else's house, to say the least. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me. The reason it's a no is because we already know what's going to happen when you get to the house. The same thing with the movies. I'm not about to be bothered with that. You're not going to set me up for failure. You're not going to do it. And so many women have literally gone to men's house and say, oh, he'll cook for me. Yeah, he'll cook for you. Probably do something else for you as well. I'd rather be safe than sorry because I've been hearing so many things recently, so many videos on YouTube about women who have been killed. I mean, who have been offed. I'll say that because I ain't trying to get flagged, but who have been offed and whatnot. I forgot the word to say, but because of the fact that they've dealt with men who are abusive to the point where they obviously, yeah, they off them, all right, to say the least. So it better be safe than sorry. Do your background checks. And sometimes background checks aren't even enough because people can be crazy without having a history of it being on record somewhere. There's a lot of crazy people walking around here right now that have not been reported for their craziness, to say the least. Just saying. Did I miss anything as well? I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, cool. I appreciate y'all for being here. Let's continue this. Any fast food chain, anybody in the chat, any women, are y'all okay with McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Burger King, Taco Bell, Wingstop, anything like that, fast food chains? Let me know. Let me know what y'all think about the fast food because I think that's like the bare minimum that you can do is fast food. I don't know. Let's hold a little higher standard than fast food. But maybe you want that McChicken, maybe you want that McRib or something like that. Ooh, not for a first. Shout out to Jesus Loves You with the $2 saying, what up, sister in chat? Been a minute. Glad to see everybody. We're glad to see you as well, sir. Thank you so much for your support. But I'm going to say no on the fast food chain. I'm just going to hold that standard. We can get fast food another day. We can go to Culver's or somewhere else another day, but not today. How about Buffalo Wild Wings? I saw something in the chat about that. Dre said, if a man takes you there on a first date, he's testing to see if you're the fun-loving sports type. If you really like him, you better not turn that date down. Good to know. Good to know. I like Buffalo Wild Wings. I used to go there all the time back in high school with my crew. Had a good time there because, again, sports, watching basketball, sometimes football. And like Mona said, I just don't like fast food because I'm telling you, it's not healthy for you. That's another thing. When you are health conscious, like us ladies are trying to be, we're not trying to go to fast food. The fast food equivalent for healthy food will be a Panera, maybe a Chipotle, depending on what you're getting. Things like that. Let's continue this. Wingstop. I was just talking about Wingstop. That's a wing spot. That's totally fine. Red Lobster. People be having a lot to say about Red Lobster and saying it's not authentic enough when it comes to seafood. That's what they say, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Now, let me get into number 12, a buffet. Here's the thing about a buffet. I need to be the first person at that buffet. And even then, who been breathing over the food when they've been putting it out there? Because I think about sanitation. We can go to Golden Corral and all that stuff, but these people be breathing and slobbing and spitting and coughing and sneezing all over the food. When you think about it, you don't know what's going on before you got to that place. That's why I just say be careful. Be careful about going to these buffets about all you can eat. Like Fat Boys, all you can eat. Do. For my old school folks who know what I'm talking about. Be careful with the buffets. And shout out to Theo. I appreciate you. And let's give a shout out to Theo anyway, because he reached 70K, y'all. 70,000 plus people rocking with him on YouTube. So let's give him a round of applause. Yes. Man, you are doing a thing on these YouTube streets, and I appreciate you. Okay, here we go with another applause. Might as well on this loop. But I appreciate you so much for rocking with me. Thank you for the $10. I see you. Detroit is in the building. We got Mona, we got Janesta, we got Theo, and everybody else. I'm Tracy, Detroit. We all repping Detroit. So shout out to y'all for being here. And shout out to Successful Melanated Dusty with the $5 saying, if the caliber of restaurant determines your conversation, I'm out. Team Chick-fil-A, hey. You already know it. You already know about that Chick-fil-A vibe. It's a whole vibe out here. And shout out to Theo. He doing this thing on these streets. I see you working hard, and I'm trying to get like you one day at a time. One day at a time. All right. IHOP. Put a 1 in chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you for IHOP. Put a 2 in the chat if you're against IHOP. What's up? Let me know. International House of Pancakes. Now, what I will tell you is that we can go to IHOP. I love breakfast. That's my favorite meal of the day. I can have that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and even dessert. What I would say is this. I'm fine with IHOP. I'm fine. We can get the pancakes. I can get the French toast. I get my little skillet. Because the thing, I like a variety when I get my breakfast food. I can't just have sweet. I got to have a sweet and a savory. So give me the French toast or the pancakes. Give me the skillet. Okay? It's going on from there. I'm telling you, I got to get both. I'm sorry. I can't just get one thing and call it a day. So that's how I am. That's why I tell you, even though I have lost weight in the past, I'm still a fat girl at heart. Like, I love my food. I love to eat. I love good food. That's just how it is. So that's what it is. I'm not about to go nowhere and eat no salad. I ain't that type of chick at all. No salads. Because I don't eat salads on the regular now. I'm about to get back to that when November hits. But until then, I'm focusing on eating the quality food that I like. All right, let's keep this thing going. How about Denny's? You see, the reason I would say no for Denny's because Denny's is a mess. Denny's is a mess when it comes to the racism that they express. And we know that. That's why I say, if you're a black person that's watching this, I wouldn't recommend Denny's. I'd rather go to IHOP first. But like Kojak said, this is that gem. He's sprinkling gems up in here. I just had it yesterday. Sir. That OPH. Yes. Oh my goodness, your cousin is a cook there? That's what's up. OPH, that's the hidden gem for those who know. If you know, you know. I had the 3-egg omelet. I had the pancakes, and it was going down. I'm telling you. Ooh, think about it now. He said, not Waffle House. See, we're going to get to that Waffle House, because I know Waffle House has the tendency to be ghetto from what I've heard, and they be doing a lot of fighting in there. So it's really the fight house. Yeah. He said, will all y'all go for a grits breakfast? See, I'm fine with grits. I love grits. Yeah, I don't think they got no Denny's in Detroit nowhere. You said, not in South Florida. They are happy for any business and work hard for tips. Oh, okay, well, good to know. But Denny's be getting a bad rep for some folks. Here, very controversial topic here. The gym. Put a 1 in the chat if you would take your first date to a gym, or take your date to a gym. 1 in the chat if you take your date to a gym. 2 in the chat if you say, hey, no, I'm not going to the gym on the first date. And let me hear what y'all got to say about this before I give my answer. And again, I appreciate y'all for being here. Let me sip on this water. All right. You said 2? Y'all saying 2s in the chat. Y'all not taking y'all first date for a gym. Y'all said 2? Because I did it. I have gone to the gym for a first date. And I'm going to talk about that experience. I wanted to see this particular person's fitness level. Don't you think that's a good time? Over here dying. Excuse me. Let me say that again. I've gone on a first date to a gym. I'm like, don't you think that's a good time to see if they have a good fitness level according to your fitness level? See, if you're an avid gym goer, or somebody who constantly goes to the gym, you want to see if that person is as fit as you or somewhat as fit as you, right? And that's what I did on the first date, but little did I know is that it would just die from there. That enthusiasm to get to the gym, right? I was the type of person that would always go to the gym. I kept me a trainer. I have a trainer at this moment. But my significant other at the time started at the gym. He had his own gym he was going to. He decided to join my gym, right? He left his gym, joined my gym very quickly, and jumped on it and was active and was working out and doing all this until it stopped, right? See, this is why I say you can't fake the funk. It don't matter how hard you try, the real will reveal themselves. So I went to the gym, we worked out, and that was that, because I want to see what your fitness level is. That's just something I like to do on a regular. That's why I invited that person to go to the gym, because I said, why not? I need to see if you huffing and puffing, what's going on. What's going on? So I just wanted to test that fitness level out. And that's a good one. Hiking or walking. And see, this is another thing. Like, now I'm doing half marathons and all that stuff, and I would have never done that before my coach motivated me, or should I say forced me to do half marathons. But now that I'm doing them, I'm thankful for that experience, because I want to keep that up, that fitness level. It's just something about being able to accomplish a goal. That's why I want to see the discipline of somebody when they're in the gym. And I'd rather see that now than later, because I know I got to be with somebody who likes to go to the gym and has a cadence there, has a frequency there, whether it's 3 or 4 times a week, but we got to be consistent. And I want to see that you're doing that before you get with me, because I don't want you to do that once you get with me, because you're not going to want to do it after we're with each other for a while. Just saying. Yep, hiking or walking, I'm down for that. You said, I like outdoor workouts, so let's race up the hills. Are you telling me that, Mona? Or are you saying, well, I guess that's what you're doing. You telling me, because you ain't looking for nobody, obviously. Okay? So, yeah, you said, let's race up the hills. We could definitely do that, girl. It's a hill. Ooh, I'll have to talk to you about it. But it's a hill not too far from us in a city near us, and it's very high. My coach had me going there one time, one and done, to say the least. You said a gym date can turn romantic. She's all hot and glistening after a workout. Oh, lordy lord. He needs to stop. Ooh. He said, what about a YouTube date? Hop your favorite Christian YouTuber Chelsea's Live Line. Hook your favorite. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Maybe say hook. Hook your favorite Christian YouTuber Chelsea's Live Line together. Oh, that's funny. A YouTube date, like somebody comes on here and shoots their shot. Yeah, that'd be interesting, to say the least. And a picnic is nice. I'm down for a picnic. Y'all giving some good suggestions out here. Shout out to Smoke and Talk in the building. I appreciate y'all. Baltimore is here. Thank y'all for being here. But yeah, gym, controversial topic. How about church? Would y'all do a first date at church? 1 for yes, 2 for no. First date at church. To me, it's like the same thing as going to the movies for a first date, where we are not able to really talk, even though I'm able to observe you at church. I think that's a good thing to see. If you just one of them dead people that just sitting there and taking it all in, or are you really expressive with your feelings? I think that's a good way to see that early on, by doing that, by going to church. But it doesn't have to be the first date, because that could be a turn off, because it seems like you may be forcing it on them. But I want to see if he recommends it. If he recommends it, fine. I'm not going to be the one to recommend it to him, because I want to see where his head is at. Yeah, you said most are faking. So number 2 for y'all. I see y'all. Number one, okay, for first date at church. So yeah, maybe not the first, but I always like to do it sooner than later, so I can know where you at. I'm not saying you got to be going crazy, but again, I made an episode before talking about, hey, if you are getting going crazy at the football games and going crazy at the concert, because I bring that energy wherever I go. I bring it at church. That same energy I have at concerts, I bring it at church in different places. So if you at church going to sleep, but you at the club or you at a concert, you going wild and you the loudest one there, then we have a discrepancy. Yeah, and what if they fake the Holy Ghost? Yeah, you true. Even though most of the time, I wish somebody would go over and do praise and going crazy. It's a difference between worshiping and just going crazy, and you got to know that thin line between the two. And shout out to Team Peterson. I saw you in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. He said, for our first date, I'm down with a picnic, going to the DIA, which is the Detroit Institute of Arts, OPH, or enjoying the river walk for us Detroiters. Yes, if I'm really feeling you, I'll take you to the Dirty Dog Jazz Cafe. I heard about that. Yeah, I got to check that out. Maybe not when the winter time come, but I'm down for checking out the Dirty Dog Jazz Cafe. I'm about that jazz life. Let's continue this list because I'm about to get into a list next that's going to be going over, like, women created their list about first date places they're not going to go. Right? So they just not gonna have no first dates. But the men have made a list as well about the type of women they're not gonna be taking on a first date. The men have responded. I'm about to get into that in just a bit. Let's keep this going. Starbucks. Y'all down with Starbucks? I think that's fine because, like I said, I want to minimize the distraction so I can determine if there is any attraction. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Y'all focus on the main meal. I'm focused on the main man that's right across from me so I can determine if he's going to be my main man, if you get what I'm saying. If you get what I'm saying. I'm not dealing with the distractions. Because I'm saying, if you just imagine if you're in a crowded environment, everybody's making noise, you got to yell across to be able to talk to that person. How can you really get the chance to know them? So when it comes to this list of Starbucks, I say yes to Starbucks. It's a coffee shop. It shouldn't be high distractions, really, depending on what time you go. It's fine. I can get to know you. I can know if that conversation is basic or not, because you can't tell that if every couple of minutes you're getting distracted. And shout out to Theo once again for the $5 saying, Chelsea, would you judge a grown man for falling asleep or snoring in church? Not that I've done that. Asking for a friend. I appreciate you for the $5. And said, not exposing yourself without exposing yourself. All right, let me say this. Okay, I actually had went to church with a guy at one time. He was just a friend of mine. I went to church with him because he recommended us to go to church together. But no, I had recorded a video of him while he was asleep, snoring. I said, sir, why would you come to church? Because what are you getting? Like, the music was banging, club banging, loud, right? But for some reason, this man is snoring. And I'm saying to myself, why would you show up? How did you make it here? How did you get here? Look, how did you get here? You wasn't supposed to be here. Okay? Because there's no way that you can make it to church being sleepy like that. Shout out to TKC. He said, what's up, Chelsea in chat? New here, new subscriber. Well, I appreciate you. Let me know where you're located at. You ain't got to give no specifics, but let me know what state or city that you're repping. He said, that's hilarious. I'm just saying, you're not supposed to be here. One time you could, look, I'll give you a pass one time. We all make mistakes. Maybe you was tired. Maybe you had the graveyard shift. But after that, we're going to have to be watching what we watching. We're supposed to be watching, okay? If you that sleepy, you shouldn't even be going. Because you didn't get anything there. The word went out your ear and went back out your ear because you sleeping to hear it. All right, North Carolina. All right. He said, good singer on the low. Look, that's so funny because me and John, we went to an event and they had karaoke. He was like, you gonna get up there and sing? I might do that next time. He said, dropping these vocals. That's funny. I do like to sing. I've been singing, Ice Brothers all the time at home. Okay, but my mom don't be taking me serious in the house, so it is what it is. So I don't recognize my talent until I get on here and y'all tell me this stuff. I appreciate y'all. Let's continue this. Coffee dates. Y'all already heard what I had to say about coffee dates. So shout out to Auntie Ebony for being here. Yes, the vocals do run in our blood though, especially us cousins as well. We do got some vocals over here. I mean, really, pretty much everybody. I don't know if Granny can sing, but I know everybody in the household pretty much can sing. So I don't know, but we got the vocals. Shout out to you for being here. Wow, you said your mom was born in North Carolina? What? Oh, that's what's up. All right, North Carolina. You said, oh yeah, Chelsea was about to rap, y'all. Oh my goodness, y'all gonna stop. Well, coffee dates, nothing wrong with that. Minimum distractions. Let's talk about it. Ice cream dates. I was supposed to go to an ice cream date one time until the guy showed up late, so I left. That's how it was. This was a couple years back before I even. Yeah, this is like a couple years back. I say pre-pandemic, pre-pandemic. I was supposed to go on a ice cream date. I was looking forward to going to Cold Stone, but the homeboy left me alone. So I had left him alone by making sure to go back to my house, and he was on his way. I said, "Hey, I'm not coming. I'm not coming." But he made it there anyway. So if he had ice cream or not, I don't know. But that was the end of that. You have to be communicative. You have to make sure you're communicating with that person to let them know if you're running late or anything like that. Stand me up once, done for you, done with you for life. Stand me up once, done with you for life. That's how I am. Shout out to Elaine. I appreciate you. I know you're in the UK. I appreciate the love. Thank you for being here. I love ice cream dates. I love ice cream. See, that's the thing about me. I love all type of sweet dates. Ice cream, cookies, candies, cakes, donuts. I like it all. So that's the thing. You give me some sweets, you got me locked in for life, honey. You got me locked in for life because that's just how it is. Everything. I don't know if I missed anything, but cakes, cookies, donuts, pies, ooh, all types of baked goods. It don't matter what it is. I am not picky. So we can go get any type of sweet and it's on for me. All right, family functions. Don't take me to no family function on no first date. I'm not going to be faking the funk at this function. I'm not trying to get to know y'all. I barely know him. Family function. Oh, this is my girl, y'all. I'm not telling you, I'm not saying, sir, that I'm about to be here permanently. So don't go ahead and introduce me to your great great grandma Sally. And now she thinking that I'm your wife. I'm gonna be with you forever. Now she gonna be heartbroken when she find out I left your A because you wasn't the one for me. But you gonna introduce me to all your family members, Uncle Leroy and everybody else. That's not how you do that. You gotta be careful who you introduce into your family anyway. Especially if it's not going to be permanent or close to it. Family function is a no for me. If you do that, you gotta ask what your function is. Are you functioning? Is that brain functioning? Movie night, Netflix and chill, Hulu and chill. I don't care who it is and chill. It's a no for me. Right, like I see you, nephew. Right, and the uncle's trying to low key get with herself. I mean themselves. Okay. Let's go to the rest of these real quick. Somewhere that requires a long drive. I'm not meeting you somewhere that requires a long drive because we need to be meeting in the middle. It's about accommodating. It's about being respectful. And you're not going to have me driving X amount of hours away to get with you. I'm sorry. Bowling, I'm down for bowling. I was on the bowling team back in high school. That's what we do. We're going to have a good time doing it. I don't know why people say no to bowling. Do you not like to do exercise? Even though it's not much. You're just swinging your arms and moving your legs a little bit. But why would y'all deny a bowling date? It sounds like y'all going to be real lonely at the top with your degrees, with your doctorates, with your PhDs, you know what I'm saying? Your doctorate in dumminess. You know what I'm saying? Like you got all these different degrees, but no degree of common sense. No degree of knowledge, no degree of understanding, no degree of respect for yourself to not make a fool out of yourself like this. That's what I'm saying. I don't care how many degrees you got if you can't get with the program. You got an A in academics, but a D in dating. Yeah. What's wrong with bowling? I've been on a bowling date, and I think that was my second date I went on. Bowling. There's nothing wrong with that. Knock out some pins, knock some common sense into you. It would do some good. Now, nightclubs, that is number 24 on the list. Nightclubs, it's a no. We're not doing a nightclub on a first date, a second date, nothing like that. I'm sorry. You may catch me at a lounge, and that's for a networking event. That is different. But to talk about we're going to the club for what? Because we go to the club to meet people. We go to the club to dance. Like, we're going to meet somebody if we're single. That's kind of how it is. We checking out the crowd, seeing who's there. Oh, I see him looking at me. He eyeing me. And it's a lot of weirdos at these clubs. I'm just going to keep it there. All right. Let's continue this. Hookah bar, we not smoking. No clubs on any day for me. Exactly. No. And just imagine if he's like a bouncer at the club or he's a promoter. No, sir. I can't even get with you. And see, that's another thing. Depending on what your career is and if you work at the club 24/7, you're not the one for me either. Because I know what come through in and out those clubs on a daily basis. Yeah, exactly. Yep. You're trying to smash. And going to a bar for just drinks. If you're somebody who likes to drink, go ahead and meet somebody at the bar. But for myself personally, I don't drink. Therefore, you wouldn't even catch me at a bar. to drink with you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Waffle House, like Mona was talking about talking about Waffle House earlier. It's a no. It's very ghetto to say the least. And see, shout out to TKC because he was saying, as a 36-year-old man, I feel too old going to the club anyway. And I'm glad you understand that because I've been seeing some men in their 40s and their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and kicking on 80s, talking about going to the club every week. Got a cadence set up. Every Wednesday, you're going to catch me at such and such club or lounge and all that. And have wives sometimes. And I'm saying, what woman is okay with her husband going to a lounge on a certain frequency? Okay, if there's an event or whatnot, fine. But let's go together sometimes. Why can't we do that? It's a no for me. Where you'll catch me at? Oh yeah, sports events. Here's the last one. I love watching basketball. That's my favorite sport, right? So you will catch me at a game maybe once a year when it comes to the Pistons, possibly. I haven't been last year, but I'm thinking about going this year because I love the sports teams, even though Pistons, they're whatever right now. And I know that the Lions are doing anything. So shout out to the Lions for the one time, for my Detroit people out here. Yeah, they're doing great right now. So I love sports events. That's one thing I do have in common with the people I've dated in the past. They've either played basketball or some other type of sport at one point in time. All right, shout out to my brother Chavis in the chat. I appreciate you, and I know you are glad. I was saying that. That's why I started the word of the day with Proverbs 18:22. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. See, the good thing is that you got that good thing already. You got that great thing already. Shout out to Mrs. G. And I know that you said you glad you're nowhere near the dating pool. It's contaminated. It's contagious. It's a hot mess. Yes. Ooh, Lord. Let's get into the list. Before I even get into the list, I have a couple more things I want to show y'all real quick because I want to tell you about this one man who has gone into full isolation for the past few years. And I say past few, I mean a lot of years. Let's look into it. There's a 71-year-old African man who has been living in isolation for 55 years. For 55 years, y'all. Because being close to women terrifies him. Being close to women terrifies him. And I can't blame you, sir. If I could be isolated as well, I would be. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you know these people do not know how to act. Let's read this, though. Many of us are scared of a lot of things like animals, water, fire, or even dark rooms. A 71-year-old man is grabbing headlines for reportedly being extremely terrified of women. And he's not the only man that's out here terrified of women. Because I'm a woman and I'm terrified of some of these hyenas. For the past 55 years, he has barricaded himself in his house for this reason. At the age of 16, Nzamwita, I'm going to say that, I hope it's right, don't know. He's hailing from Rwanda. He locked himself in his home to avoid any female company. He ain't playing no games. To send his message loud and clear to everyone, he built a 15-foot fence and barricaded himself so that no female could ever get inside the house. In an interview earlier, he explained, the reason I lock myself inside here and have a fence on my house is because I want to make sure that women will not come closer to me. He confessed that the members of the opposite sex made him feel scared. The irony of the situation is that despite his fear of women, the local women, especially his neighbors, are the only ones who help him to survive. Reportedly, one of his female neighbors revealed that she has barely seen him ever leave the property since he was a kid. Oh, okay, man. He really scared of y'all. See, this is what the modern chicks have done to these men. They have terrified them to the point where they said, F the sunshine, F the seasons, F the weather. I don't need no fresh air. I'ma just... Jeez. She explained that the neighbors of Zimwita get him food and grocery items he needs. Dang. When I can't get this out. When someone tries to help him, he does not want to be near to talk to anyone. So whatever he needs is usually tossed into his house by them, which he comes to pick up. Let me see what y'all gotta say in these comments. It's that bad. It's that bad. He said, toss them items over the fence. I ain't even gotta see y'all, hear y'all. I'm gonna just tell y'all what I want. Y'all bring it to me. I'm fine. And you see he been fine for the past 55 years. Men, don't stress yourselves out over these women. Some of these women don't deserve y'all time. Y'all know it though. But she's fine. She's fine. Yeah, put some black magic on that poor man. Oh my goodness. He said ever since he was 16, he didn't want to be bothered with y'all no more. All it took was 16 years of being fed up to say, F these women. Ooh, that's him. He doing just fine to me, though. I want y'all to hear, y'all know about Pastor Mike Todd. While I don't listen to him whatsoever, I wanted to talk about a particular clip. He was recently on the Breakfast Club, and he was talking about rip up the list, and I want to hear what y'all think about this. So let me bring this video up. I don't listen to him. He be spitting on people, but I'm going to let y'all listen to this.
The support system, right? Because you came with your wife. Charlamagne's been with his wife 25. I've been with my wife 30. Because a lot of times you hear people say, I don't need that, or I'm looking for a guy that's going to make this much money. But
that's dumb.
They never talk about the heart.
The truth of the matter is...
You say that's dumb?
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Say that louder.
It's dumb. Like, I tell people all the time, I did a book. My first book was called Relationship Goals. And I have this whole chapter in the book about rip up your list. And I know people are going to say whatever they're going to say about they got this list. You're still single. The truth of the matter is, the truth of the matter is a lot of times God never hands you a finished product. He hands you something you got to work.
Right.
And that's why IKEA is one of the greatest furniture companies, no matter what you think about it, is they give you something that you have to put your hands to assemble. And it gives people another greater level of satisfaction, because when they actually put their hands in to help make that thing happen, it feels like I've accomplished something. Relationship is the same way. God never, TD Jakes says it, God never gives you a table. He gives you a tree.
That's right.
The same thing with the relationship. And so I think many times people need to rip up their list and actually look for the things that are in the heart. You can't Instagram integrity. Ooh. You can't Facebook faithfulness.
Right.
Ooh. Like, and so look at my man, the greatest things that have made me and my wife's relationship work, I cannot show you on a post. It has to be lived out, proved out, and over time. And so when you say support system, bro, that is literally the only reason I'm here right now. It's because I got people who could see me at my worst and still think of me in my best situation. To still, like, while it still smells like that word that you said just a second ago, they still walking with me and like, I'll be with you because I know it's not going to be like this the whole time. I tell people community is everything. Having mentors is everything. Being around people that are further than you is everything. Right. And if you're going to deal with your damage, you need that.
How important is a support system?
That was Pastor Mike Todd again. While I don't agree with everything he has to say, I do agree with some points. Now, one thing that stood out to me first was this. When it comes to the fact, he said, you got this list, rip it up because you're still single. Let me tell you, for those of us who are single, there's nothing wrong with being single for a moment of time in your life. Because again, we look at singleness sometimes like it's just the worst thing in the world. And we look at marriage like it's the greatest, right? While marriage is a great gift that God has provided us with, getting married to anything is just about as bad as like being out here and being single and being reckless, right? So that's why I want to make sure to let people know is that we think that single is bad. But do you know that being married to somebody and you're being unfaithful to them is just as bad? All right. So we need to make sure we make that distinguishment right there. Okay. Because there's some people who are single at the moment just because they have a certain standard about who they want to be with. Because do y'all know that picking a mate is the most important decision you ever make in your life? Obviously outside of picking God as your Lord and Savior. But I'm saying when you pick somebody as a partner for life, you say those vows. So many people are saying them incorrectly, or they're saying them just because it's cliche at this point. I think people need to understand what vows look like, what vows are supposed to be about. They don't know. They just say it because the pastor tells them to say it. Some people write their own, sure. But at the end of the day, people are just saying it because they know that they've heard it so much, they gotta say it. But are they gonna do it? Are they gonna mean it? That's why some of us are single at this moment, because for one, let me just tell you a couple things about this single season for me, right? I've been single for over a year. The single season for me looks like this. I'm not dealing with cuckoos. I've been there, done that. I've dealt with a lot. I look greater than what I've been through. I look better than what I've been through when it comes to the amount of verbal abuse that I have been dealing with in the past. I'm not going to deal with it. Thank God that I'm healed from it now. I thank God that, because at that point in time when I was in the relationship, right? When I was in the relationship, I had dealt with so much because I believed in loyalty at one point in time. I believed in loyalty. And I'm going to be loyal to my husband in the future, right? But I'm saying I believe in loyalty as far as staying in something just because I knew I was faithful, just because I loved that person. But you can sometimes love from a distance as well. I know it's people out here that's married to folks. They calling them out their name, calling them stupid, calling them this, calling them that. All different type of alphabets, right? And the question I have for them, why you calling your significant other or your wife or your husband these different names? How stupid can they be when you dealing with them? So aren't you stupid yourself? Aren't you stupid yourself to deal with these folks and you calling them names, but y'all become one? So you're really calling yourself the same thing. It's like when you're married, you're looking at yourself in a mirror when you see your significant other. So however you're tearing down your significant other is also going to be tearing down you. That's the way you got to look at things. So that's why I make sure I'm not going to get in something where somebody's going to disrespect me, because that means I'm disrespecting myself. And that's just not how it's going to go at this season of my life. Now, I'm not going to be that person that say, obviously, if you listen to Chelsea's Live Line before, I'm not the type of person that says, what's the word? I don't need a man, this and that. I need a man. I need a man. Wait. I don't need any man. I need the man. Let me say that. Capital T, capital H, capital E. I need the man, not a man, not any man. Because that's the problem. Y'all trying to fit anybody in there into you trying to fit a freaking puzzle piece that it's not even meant to fit into the puzzle that God has created for you. He laid it out for you. He gave you the layout. He gave you the blueprint. Sometimes you don't want to look at it, so you want to rearrange it how you want to, but just realize that he gave you the blueprint. So that certain puzzle piece that you trying to fit, you trying to shove it in there, it's like fitting, you got a circular puzzle piece and you trying to fit a square into it. It won't work. It won't work. That's why I get so tired of people that's trying to just get with any and everybody's claiming it. That's mine. He mine. She mine. But that person wasn't even worth a dime of your time. And this is another thing. Y'all want to talk about free dates. Going on dates with folks. Oh, he gave me a free meal. But you gave him X amount of money, X amount of your time. So think about this for a second. Let's calculate it. You make $40 an hour at your job, right? You make $40 an hour at your job. You spend an hour and a half with this Negro, right? And it's $60. $60 that you have given of your time. You could have had $60 in your wallet right now. Would you have exchanged $60 for that date? If not, then you don't need to be going on a date with any and everybody. And see, this is the thing for me. Because my guard is up so high at this point. When I say guard, I mean this. The validation system. For those who heard me earlier, I was mentioning how I had this wrinkly dollar bill trying to make it crispy for this machine. And when I put it in there, access denied. The dollar bill came out because I tried to finesse that machine knowing that, I can get past the system. But that particular machine had a validation system that didn't allow me to get in it. So this is the same thing I'm saying here, is that for me, the first date is that validation system. Really, the phone calls and the text and everything you do before that leads up to seeing if you get that interview. I'm going to call it that because that's what the recruiters do. Recruiters give you that interview. And you got to make sure your validation system is high. Because I'm telling you, when it comes to me as a software engineer, right, you apply for these companies like Facebook and Google and Amazon's, right? They ain't just one interview. Y'all think it's just one interview to get to these positions? It's not. It's not easy. It's not. You do the phone interviews. You pass that, right? Then they're going to take you through this one interview, then another one, then another. There's a series of interviews that you can go through in one day. This is why I'm telling you, they got this high validation system. They have such a high standard that they're not letting any and everybody up in there. But you let any and everybody up in there. So why can you blame this man? And why do you want... See, this is another problem. I'm going to talk about this. I saw something on my timeline. A person I went to school with at one point in time. They're having a baby. Their second child. They're not married or anything. And what happened was they went on a whole rant on social media, was talking about how, I'm so mad that I'm having this child with them and this and that. And I look at this and I'm saying so sad, because we can all go on one path together, but then be spread out different ways, right? We could all be going in the same direction 1 second, but then the distractions can get in the way and ruin your entire livelihood. Ruin your peace that you once had if you would have just stayed on that narrow path that was showing the light at the end of the tunnel, but you just didn't see it at that moment. You just didn't see it then. So I see her ranting on there and I'm saying to myself, dang, because we do this to ourselves, ladies. We do this to ourselves when we let the men get access to us. I told y'all already. Y'all know the acronyms, MCM, WCW. You can't talk about the barriers you want when it comes to this restaurant list. You can't tell me what restaurants you want to go to when that man has to make the decision to take you to that restaurant. The man has to make the decision to take you on that restaurant, unless take you to that restaurant. So how can you tell him about where you ain't trying to go when he got to be the one to decide if he gonna take you there or not? That's what I don't understand. We're trying to give them permission to do something that they gotta give us the permission to go with them to do. We got it backwards. It's like telling the teacher what we want the lesson plan to be for the day. Oh, teacher, I want you to teach us this. The teacher has come with the lesson plan, but for some reason, we think we could tell her, oh, I don't want to learn that today. Maybe tomorrow. Who's in charge? Men control marriage. Men control that first date that they're going to take you to, and you just say yes or no, but just know you may be passing up a good man because you don't want to go to McDonald's. I'm not saying I'm going to McDonald's, but we were talking about the fast food. I was just trying to do the M's with the M's, the parallelism here. But you didn't want that man because he was taking you to Maggiano's, for example, or fit in another M to that. But all I'm saying is that we need to humble ourselves. We need to humble ourselves. What kind of men are y'all dealing with out here? And sir, for the men out here, what kind of women are y'all dealing with? To tell y'all where they want to go on first dates and whatnot. A restaurant is a restaurant. You like American food, so if I take you to an American food restaurant, then you shouldn't have a problem, should you? These are small, mediocre things. Do y'all know life is more than that? Y'all know that life is more than y'all little restaurants and little meals that y'all are eating on? Because this is the thing. You want, again, like I was going back to, I go on my little rant to the side, but back to my main point. You're going to all these different dates with all these different men, right? So you got free meal Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, love. Hey. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, shout out to Sherelle and Alexander O'Neill. But back to my main point. You go into all these different dates every day of the week, right? Do you know that you are missing out on opportunities by wasting your time with men that you know that you're not interested in? So it's costing you. It's not you may think it's free, but nothing in life is free. So while you're going on this date with this man for an hour and a half, 2 hours, while you think that it's just free time, but you wasting your time and you're wasting your money. Because again, calculate it. How much are you losing per hour as you're sitting wasting this man's time? So you're losing money, you're losing your mind, you're losing your modesty because y'all be dressing like a fool anyway going on these different dates. I would never wear some of the stuff y'all wear outside the house. And y'all come on YouTube and y'all act a fool. And I'd be so confused about it. Y'all come on YouTube looking any kind of way. Y'all just don't care. And this is the stuff I'm talking about right here. I'm not even going to play it for y'all, but this is what y'all come out the house looking like. Anything. We get on YouTube, the camera says no, but your body says yes. For some reason, we get on here and we make a fool out of ourselves. This is ridiculous. And I'm not talking about just the size. I'm talking about the fact that you can get on here and make a fool out of yourself. Me with me with the way I look like, I'm not even going to get on here with them shorts and do all that on the ground. What am I going to do that for? What am I expecting the reaction to be? This don't make no sense. You said, I just lost my lunch. Shout out to Big for being here. Big Smooth in the building. I'm not getting on here doing all that. See, this is the stuff. I know I caught y'all off guard with this one. I caught y'all off guard. But one thing I will say is that we got to do better. And see, here we go. Here we go embarrassing ourselves. Here's another video for y'all. Woo! Here we go. Watch this, y'all. Oh, I got to watch it again. Let me do this. Hold on. Here we go. Hold up.
Hey! You're not complaining about her motherfucking ass! Why y'all come on, fuck outside right now? You don't have time for. Why you have a conversation with somebody I don't fucking trust? Her ass! You're not complaining about her motherfucking ass! Why?
Ooh-wee. See, this is embarrassing. This is the aftermath of y'all choosing the people y'all do. Because then you got to embarrass yourself even farther, right? When you get out here, you get recorded and now you go viral. And this was posted. You see Shaka Khan in the comments like, sisters unite. She said, take it right to him. Shout out to Shaka Khan for being up in here on this comment section, right? And that's hilarious. And see, the thing was, I love the fact she did not, even though she embarrassed herself, okay. I love the fact that she did not say nothing to the girl, because the girl has nothing to do with that, even though I heard her say that this was somebody I felt uncomfortable with you hanging with. But look at that, out here at Red Lobster, speaking of, on a first date and over here acting a fool. So this is just embarrassing, to say the least. But I do want to give a shout out to AL. I appreciate you, sir, for being here. Shout out to you for the $5. I see you with the new avatar you got going on. He said, if she don't want to get a bubble tea with me, why would I take her to the Capitol Grill? They more concerned about the restaurant than the man. And see, that's what I was saying. We got to understand the mission. I was saying that earlier. Understand the mission to know if that man is really worth your time, if that's the one for you, because a meal ain't gonna mean nothing if you sitting there looking miserable. Miserable with a meal. MWM. Miserable with a meal. We got another hashtag for y'all. Yeah, that was a real shock of God. That's funny. Yeah, she was on this particular, she was on Instagram in these comments, y'all. And see here, we will get mad at the black man. We will get mad at the black man and say, oh, I'm gonna give me a Brad. I'm gonna give me a Brad. And let me show you this man here that was talking. Okay, so let me show you this man here. I was looking at this video of this guy. He's a officer. Well, he's not an officer. He's like a security guard in Houston. I want to show y'all this video real quick about the Brads. Hold up.
Nigger trash.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Keep talking.
I will.
Okay.
Fuck away from you, classless bitch.
What you gonna do?
I tell you what. You
I'm a stupid nigga, everybody.
Yeah,
I'm a
she
stupid
is a
nigga.
stupid nigger.
He hit my plate. I'm a stupid
Go
nigger.
fix your car. And stop honking at people when you don't need
Shut
to.
your bitch ass.
Or nigger trash.
Okay.
All right, so the reason I'm gonna show y'all this is this. Let me show y'all the reason I was saying about the Brads, how we get mad at black men, and this is what happens. The same people that put out the racial slurs, let me show you something about them real quick so y'all can get the point I'm trying to make. This same man that was just calling this woman a Nigger is over here with a black wife, y'all. This same man that just called this woman out her name like this has a black wife. How do we explain that? Is she okay with him? And I'm asking this question, but I guess I already have the answer. Is she okay with him calling her a Nigger? And probably do that anyway. When they intimate, he probably call her an N-word anyway. All right? And she probably like it. Because she definitely, it ain't called get out. That picture ain't called get out. It's called gone. All right? That's the past tense. Been gone. Because ain't no way I would be dealing with this. And see, this is the thing. Like, people can't hide. This is why I tell you, you want to get the Brad instead of dealing with Ben, for example. You want to get Brad over Ben. Oh, let me say, you want to get Brad over Brandon, for example. And this is what you deal with. This is what you deal with. This type of nonsense. I was just so baffled when I had came across this picture of him with his black wife. Ain't that something? Wow. Yeah. Let's talk about this. Let's get into the list at this point of the men's rebuttal to the women's list. We saw y'all women and y'all list that y'all had, and I thought most of the places on this list were totally fine. But let's look at what the men have to say, because they came up with their list and they speaking it loud and proud. Yep. These are the type of women you shouldn't take on a date. Let's talk about it. And I want to hear from everybody, even the men on this one, of course. This is y'all list. Let's see. Would y'all agree or do y'all disagree on these different items? Number one, single mothers. I need y'all to put a check mark if you say, hey, no dating. Well, no. Before we even do this, X, we're doing a red X if y'all not dating this type. Put a green check mark if you are dating this type. I need some X's in the chat if you're not dating single mothers. I need some check marks in the chat if you are dating single mothers. Okay? Y'all dating single mothers? Beware. Depending. You just have to depend. You have to really see. That's all I got to say. I, as somebody who has dated a man with children in the past, with a child, it just wasn't for me. You say you dating single mothers? Okay. Coach J say he dating single mothers. And see, it all depends. It's a case-by-case basis. But for me, I know I'm not being bothered with that anymore. The only way I would date a man who had a child is if that woman was dead. If that woman was dead. And y'all may be like, dang. If your baby mama's alive, don't waste my time. If your baby mama's dead, we can go ahead. I'm not trying to be funny, but that's just what it is at this point. It is what it is. Okay, I see some X's. I see some X's. Okay, if you have a child, then you don't get to make that choice. I'm sorry. Because y'all, that's only right. Like, if you have a child, you should be okay with dating somebody with a child. You said, wow, leave me alone. If your baby mama's alive, don't waste my time. If your baby mama's dead, we can go ahead. That's how I feel at this point. But look, I say if you are a woman with a child or children, you should date a man who has a child or children, and vice versa. That's just the way I think it should be. Okay? How about women with tattoos? Yay or nay? Can I get checks if you say yes? X's if you say no. Okay, I mean, it all depends. If you're somebody who like tattoos, then that's totally fine, right? And shout out to Eric Jordan with the $3 super sticker. I appreciate you. Let me see what it looked like in the chat. Like the little waving yellow thing. I'm so mad they don't show us on this screen, but I appreciate that. AL said, wow, because of my comment. Yeah. Women with tattoos, I want to hear y'all. We said placement matters. Yeah, that's a good point. And she has to have only one kid. And so, yeah, for you don't have any kids, Kojak, so that's good of you to even say with one that you would, even though you don't have any, you still say, okay, I'll go with one who has one. That's good. Yeah, relive that trigger. And see, it's not even a trigger. It's just that I know how women are. I know how women are and how they can be kind of reckless sometimes and still think they want to be in a baby daddy's life and send them pictures of food they don't cook. I've been there, and I don't want to be bothered with that stuff no more. Where they still want them so they know during the holiday season what to do or what to say to get them back in their good grace. I don't have time for them manipulative games. How about women who dress? They say women who dress like this in public. We can't see what the woman dresses like. We don't see that picture, but just know, like Sexy Red. If they dress them like Sexy Red or Sukiyana, it's a no for me, dog. Who said 48? Oh, she about to have me on first 48. What? Oh, goodness. Why? Okay, how about SCX workers? Any of y'all dating people who do OnlyFans or the mattress actresses? That's a new one. Strippers, call girls, escorts, Instagram models, bottle girls. Y'all cool with bottle girls? Let me know. I need to see some X's or some checks. They in a club. They got they work in the club every day throughout the week, making that money, making them tips. What's y'all thoughts? He said it's a no for me. I see y'all. OnlyFans? No. I told you again. I want my man to be my OnlyFans. So I don't see the need to go out here and be on that stripper pole. I don't see the need to open it wide open for another man to see it. That's just not good. And that's so disrespectful. Right, exactly. You looking in disgust. You said I dated a single mother one time, never again. She stayed being too busy. See, that's another thing. Just imagine having other humans in your life. I'm busy as it is. And then you add another person to that mix. That's a lot. How about women with an Instagram page? Y'all dating women with an Instagram page? Like, it's not uncommon to have an IG. So are you for or against Instagram pages? I want to know that. Yay or nay? Check or X? Let me know. I'm going to give y'all a couple seconds to do this. All right. I have an Instagram page, obviously, to promote Chelsea Live Line, my businesses. And I have a personal page as well, but again, I agree. If you're on Instagram, see, you can have an Instagram page, but it could be professional. Again, I have my own page, but it is of me running my half marathon or running my 5K or picture of me meeting Isley Brothers, meeting Snoop or whatever the case may be. Pictures like that. It's nothing provocative. Do adults need all that attention? Yeah, because it can be very dangerous and it can play with your mental. Like, let's say you put up a picture, you don't get enough likes, then you about to be feeling some type of way. Yep, right. Yeah, if you're feeding for attention, it's a no. Let's keep this going. Women with non-ear piercing. So let's say you got a tongue piercing or a nose piercing. Are y'all okay with that? Yay or nay? Just one of those. We going through this list. I don't like to hurt. I got my ears pierced. That's it. One piercing on each. It depends. All right, Lakino calling people out. Say, I thought we were Christians up in here. I thought we were too. Let's see. Hey, no added piercings. Okay. How about number 7? We're going to get into number 7. I'm going to go through this list real quick. I ain't going to hold y'all too long. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, being so faithful in this chat. Women with purple hair or any other unnatural color. Because I had at one point in time, I had blonde streaks in my hair. I think things like that is fine. Now, purple hair and all these different colors, y'all know it ain't your hair. You know, it's just very distracting. It has to be natural. You can't be having like pink hair, green hair, purple, fiery orange. Like certain colors y'all know y'all shouldn't be wearing. Like it looking like Skittles, that's a problem for me. Yep. All right, how about women with HEAUX or hoe friends? Women with hoe friends. Like she seems like a good girl, but all the women she hang around are for the streets. Is that okay with you? I'm gonna say no because birds of a feather flock together. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what nobody says. If your women are for the street, the women you hang around are for the streets, and you are too. It's just gonna take it's just one thing is gonna make you just turn all the way to the same mode that they own. He said, this is a male discussion. No, you can give your input as well, because I'm definitely giving mine, Janesta. It's just gonna take, all it takes is one event for you to just come out buck wild and be just like the people. It's just like you trying to hold yourself to a certain standard, but every time you get around them, you acting like somebody totally different. So to me, you are them. They are you. Y'all are the same. That's my personal opinion. That's why I say you have to be careful. You're not just dating that person that you're interested in. You're also dating. When I say dating, I say it indirectly, because you want to also date their friends in the sense of you want to see how their friends are, get to know their friends and see if you can see your friends, their friends in them, and if you can see them in their friends. You want to understand that, because you be like, oh, he's such a nice guy, but I hate his friends. Well, you hate him as well, ma'am, and vice versa. Vice versa if it was a man. If you see she hanging around women that's for the streets, women that you would never take the time out to even conversate with, then you know it's a problem there. There's a disconnect. Because the people around you, your circle, are supposed to elevate you. So if you hang around people that's below you in any shape or form, physical, mental, spiritual, then there's a problem there. You trying to rise above them to kind of act like you better than them. And I would never want to be bothered with somebody who has friends that are beneath them, but you just want to be with them because you want to be the one that stands out so you can be that one dude. You know what I'm saying? That stands out from everybody else that thinks they're better. Because they don't know what it's like to deal with people on their level or greater. That's a self-esteem problem. How about models who market to men? That's the same thing with OnlyFans. We saying no to that. I know y'all men are saying no to that. Women who market to men. Why are you marketing yourself? You are not a product. Last time I checked, you do not have a... You may have an invisible barcode. I won't say you don't have one, but you have an invisible one. And you're supposed to be worth far more precious than rubies. You're worth more than gold and silver and gold, whatever. You're worth more than what you think you're worth. But y'all selling yourselves for $40 or whatever your hourly wage is. You're selling yourself short. So that's a no. How about women who travel regularly? Let's say that she likes to travel with the girls' trips. I don't even have to ask y'all that. I know what time it is. It's a no. How about women who travel for work purposes? What would be your thought process on that? Are y'all okay with her? Let's say she's a CEO. She has to travel to her conventions. How about that? It's still a no? She can't go to her conventions, y'all? I'm looking in his chat. He said, she's in vogue, yeah. But how about us? Like, for example, with engineers, we have our National Society of Black Engineer conferences we go to. But he said regularly, though. I don't travel that regularly myself at the moment. But again, he said, I'm cool. He said, I wouldn't have a problem. See, that's good. That's good that you think that way. But I'm just thinking on the flip side, if my man had to travel a lot, as long as you are communicating with me, you don't leave me out the loop. You don't just go MIA for those days. If you went MIA and didn't check in or nothing, you just checked in with me when you was getting on a flight, when you got off the flight, when you got on a return flight and came back home. No, we need to be communicating a little bit more. I know you're busy, but even Obama had enough time to make sure Michelle was taken care of. So there's a certain standard there. How about women who drink liquor regularly? What's your thoughts on that? What about women who drink liquor regularly? I think you need to figure out why you drinking liquor regularly. And that's that. You need to figure out why you got to do that. Because you're pretty much suppressing yourself, right? You're suppressing your mood. Something's going on there. If you got to get high every day, you can't go a couple hours without smoking, without passing a blunt, puff, puff, pass, then that's a puff, puff problem. So same thing, drinking and smoking. What man is attracted to that? trying to figure that out, because it's just a no for me. They said no. They say no in the track. If you drink, then that's totally fine. If you drink, then okay, go with somebody who drinks. I was somebody who didn't drink or smoke, going with people who smoke every day and going with people who drink, and it just didn't make sense. And you can't stop that person. You can't change them. Whatever they're presenting themselves to be, it's a no. It's a no. Let's see what else we got in this chat. Women with weak or absentee fathers. Woo. Triggered. Women with weak or absentee fathers. Now, I wouldn't say that every woman with an absentee father is a bad woman. I wouldn't say that. But she needs to have some men who are in her life that are making sure to teach her what a man is supposed to be like, what role a man has in her life. And see, the women who constantly do bad when it comes to relationships, they have that D in dating that I was talking about earlier. That comes from women who have had those absentee fathers. They don't know what the man's role is in their life. And like I said, at one point in time, not having my dad in my life, I had went into relationships that I didn't have any business getting myself into because there was a void there. And sometimes us women, more often than not, we fill that void with another man. Or some of these women filling that void with another woman, but we're not talking about that. We talk about a woman filling the void with a man. And then that man whispers in her ear, I love you. I love you. What you love about me, sir? Other than the way I look, what? What else is of substance that you like so much or you love so much? Because we're quick to throw that word out. And then she said, oh, he loves me. He loves me. He has my heart. But Jesus needs to have your heart first and foremost, because you can't play those roles with God. You can't do that. You can't be trying to give your heart to God and give it to this man as well. And then now you all made this man your God. And now you're confused. You've been misused and abused, all because you told him to do it. You let him do it. You let them do it. And that's what I'm saying. It's so often, right, women, it's not our fault. That's all I was going to say. Not their fault if they don't have their father in their life. Now, if they're bashing men and you see that on their social media sites, run, Forrest, run. Get on out of there. Because it's not going to be pretty. She's going to disrespect you, and that's just how it's going to go. Yep, shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me in this chat. A few more minutes and we're going to be out of here. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. So once again, absentee fathers does absentee or weak fathers. Now, a weak father, a weak man, that's the worst thing. That's just as bad as not having one. But yeah, weak father is a bad thing to deal with, where the man is letting the girl run over him. Anything she says is gold. No, that's a problem. How about women who live alone? Is that a problem for y'all men? Women who live alone? I don't think that's nothing wrong with that. I think that shows some sign of independence on her end, being able to afford her own place. What's wrong with that? You just want her living with her parents the rest of her life? Like, I don't know about that one. Ooh, child. All right, let me stop here. Let me know. I see some checks. Like, Kojak is fine with a woman who lives alone. Eric Jordan said no. Let me know in the chat on this one, because I don't know what y'all preference is when it comes to a woman who lives alone. Yeah, let's play some Kevin Samuels Money World while we wait. Hey. Not really going to be a lot of that. Right, that's what I was going to say. It's like a lot of women live alone. Let's keep it going. Women with party voice. What does a party voice sound like? I'm new to that one. Party voice? Do y'all know what that is? We're going to skip that one unless y'all let me know what that is. Women with party voice. I don't know. Women on dating apps. Now, here we go. Here we go with this one, because what I will say about women with dating apps is this. Make sure, men, if y'all are becoming one, y'all becoming exclusive, that woman no longer has the dating apps on her phone. And women, same thing. That man should not have the dating apps on his phone anymore if y'all are supposed to be becoming one, because that's the thing. We can get addicted to that attention we get on these different apps, whether it's a dating app or social media. We don't know how to turn that stuff off when it's time for us to take somebody serious. We'll put the Instagram over the man. That's a problem. We'll put the Bumble app or the Tinder, whatever them different apps call. There's so many dating apps, it's ridiculous out here, but we put the dating app before we put the man. And see, that's the thing. Dating app is denied. Say no to dating apps. I'm sorry. I'm not on it. I'm not about to be involved with it, because it's a lot of psychos that you're going to have to deal with. And they don't know when to leave you alone. Leave me alone. Okay, let's get through the rest of these real quick. Women who have been on Fresh and Fit, we know they for the streets. We get that. They've been on they for the streets. They very stupid acting. They don't have any, they go with the flow of what everything the other women are saying. They don't have a mind of their own to make their decisions. And then also number 17, women with lists. Don't date women with lists. Well, the woman shouldn't be telling you she has a list anyway. That's the first thing. Because sometimes women run their mouths too much. That's the note of the day. Women run their mouths too much. They tell the man everything on their list. The man writes it down like it's a shopping list, goes to achieve everything on it, and then finesses them because they only wanted to get one thing from them when you're dealing with a little boy. Women who have been engaged. They say don't date a woman who has been engaged. Don't date a woman who has been engaged. Explain that one to me. Maybe I'm not getting it, but I'm saying to myself, if she's been engaged, did she get married to that person or did she just get engaged and called off the engagement? That's one thing. Now, she says she's been engaged but never followed through with it. Yes, that would be considered to be a red flag for me. But if she's been engaged, she got married, it didn't work out, that's different. So I'm guessing this is different because I see number 19 saying divorcees. So with this one, they said women who have been engaged but maybe didn't follow through with the wedding. Number 19, it would be divorcees, people who've been divorced. But depending on what age you are when you're dating, some of these people going to be divorced. I'm not saying that. See, this is the thing. Depending on what you got divorced for, because there's nothing wrong with somebody getting divorced. I know we say stay with this person to death do us part, but if this person's a psycho, we missed it at the beginning, we got married to them, they became abusive, then that divorce is going to be filed. I'm sorry. Forgive me, Lord, but my safety is more important than saying I do to a fool. So that's it. Divorcees, there's nothing wrong with that, but realize what they got divorced for. Because my previous ex was divorced, right? There was no reason, they both was toxic for each other. There's no reason for a divorce really other than the fact that he had people in his ear telling him that he should get a divorce. His homeboys telling him he should get a divorce. She ain't this, she ain't that. See, he had outside noise talking to him. That's why it didn't work out for his marriage. But he could have been happily married to this woman if he wanted to. But besides the point, just getting divorced because somebody told you to get a divorce instead of trying to work it out, that's a no for me. Now, a divorce because you got abused in some shape or form, totally different. Totally different. But if she got more divorces than she had rings, which is totally impossible, but y'all get my point. More divorces than engagements and all that stuff. I'm telling you, like, it's just no. Y'all know my point. Y'all get me what I'm saying here. All right. Women you shouldn't date. American black women. Well, sorry, sir, but somebody gonna have to date us. Somebody will date us. So that sounded ignorant right there. That's so stupid to say American black women. Like, all of us are not the same. All of us aren't the same. So I don't like to hear that now. Put some respect on us, because some of us do act right. Some of us do act right, but some of these older women need to get it right. And I'm going to tell you why in just a second. And then they say women raised in the West. I don't know nothing about the women raised in the West, but whatever. So what I want to show you at this point is this older woman. She go by the name of Fat Cat. Fat Cat. She got this new song out. She's a blues artist. She got this new song out. She's a older woman, and she got the new song out. I want y'all to hear it. She's talking about how she wanted to deal with the younger man. And I want y'all to hear this. All right. I'm going to start it over.
Out for my bone.
Hold on. Here we go.
Out for my bone.
This woman is twerking.
He's giving me loving. Can't leave him alone. He's got my ribs shaking. Out for my bones. He's got that loving. Can't leave him alone. Shaking. Out for my bones.
Let's see this twerking here, y'all.
He's giving me loving. Can't leave him alone.
This is what we got going on right now, y'all. This is what this woman said. This woman here, she said, he's got my ribs shaking off of my bone. He's giving me love and can't leave him alone. Something like that. This is what we dealing with. The older women out here doing their twerking, making their videos about these younger cats. And it don't make no sense. I know y'all saw this. I know y'all saw this video. She's out here twerking her behind, lifting her behind up, twerking. I just said, it's a catchy song, but at the same time, older women, y'all gotta know what lane to stay in to be an example for us. Y'all gotta understand that. I just don't understand y'all mindset, for real. So I came across that video. I had to show it to y'all for sure, because it's crazy. It's crazy. But what I want to do at this point is just thank everybody for tuning in. I know it's been a while, but I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm not going to say next week, but God willing, I'll be back next week because I don't have nothing going on. But I'll be back with y'all, showing y'all some new videos and new lives. Of course, you said you can't unsee that. Yeah, that's a lot to unsee. But I just appreciate y'all so much. Just want to give a shout out to everybody here on Tracy. Mona was here, Janesta. The list goes on. I got y'all Christina, Gracious Greatness. I saw my guy John up in the building, Harrison Family Values. I saw Chavis in the building, Big Smooth, Successful Melanated Dusty, Theo, KL, see you in the chat, Lawrence, Kojak. Y'all know the list goes on. Successful Melanated Dusty, JC, Kino, Eric, TKC. Thank you for being a first time subscriber of the show. Hopefully you'll be back because it's all love over here, as you can see. Who else did I miss? I'm about going through all this list again, but I appreciate y'all. Craig as well. Theo, love y'all so much. AL, yeah, y'all know what it is. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. God willing, I'll be back. Until then, I just want to let y'all know that these women are blocking their blessings. And if they're going to waste y'all time, you need to figure out how valuable your time is and don't let anybody come in between what's yours and what you deserve in this life. God willing, I'll see y'all next week for another episode of Chelsea's Live Line. Until then, stay blessed and stay warm for us Michiganders. This weather is bipolar, but nonetheless, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Peace. He said, what's her name again? Fat Cat, because I know you're going to look that song up. Thank you so much. Take care, y'all. Peace. When I get to my exit. All right, y'all, I'm out.